Since the launch of his campaign for US President, Donald Trump has used the race for the White House to expand his celebrity and his global brand. But what if the Donald loses? Well, recently speculation has been growing that he'll launch his own TV news channel to rival US media, which Trump says is guilty of being biased in a rigged election.
What I've seen is so bad. First of all, the media is so dishonest and so corrupt, and the pile-on is so amazing.
All right, welcome into the Donald Trump campaign's first ever Facebook Live.
Many people said, well, what's his end game? Well, I think now we know his end game is to try to monetize the celebrity that he gained through this campaign.
Instead of constantly looking over their shoulder, tying their hands behind their back with lousy rules of the game. And there's so many things right now.
He may try to poach Sean Hannity from Fox News because Hannity already has an existing brand. And so, you know, he'll try to craft this into an enterprise.
Well, our omniscient editor-at-large, Craig Copetas, joins us now live from Paris to talk more about this. Craig, the US presidential election, I think it's fair to say, it looks like one that's existing in two parallel universes at the moment. If Hillary does win in just under 2 weeks' time, do you think Trump TV could go that step further in dividing a nation after that election result?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. What Trump's doing right now is hedging his bets. He's not only launched this nascent TV brand. Over the past few weeks, he's made moves to change the Trump brand to a brand called Skyen, which means a descendant of a notable family. Because he's faced with a lot of residents in his properties not wanting to live under the Trump livery. There have been boycotts of Ivanka Trump's clothing line. But the fact remains that 13 million people voted for Donald Trump in the primaries. Mm-hmm. And as a businessman, he sees there's an audience there, and he knows that, at least with the internet and television, these are democratic cultures entirely governed by what the people want.
Right.
Perhaps the most terrifying thing is what the people want, and 8 million people have so far turned into this so-called live from Trump Tower on Facebook.
I mean, and that's the point, isn't it, is that he is tapping into a market that does tangibly exist already. I mean, as far as competition is concerned, do you think that's enough to guarantee the success of something like Trump TV?
Well, it's early stages, Joel, and it really depends how much they spend on the network, what their broadcast platform is going to be over the web or over cable or satellite. There's a lot of unknowns out there right now, but the one thing is certain, you know, political candidates in the United States, they pretty much never lie so much as after a fishing trip, during a war, or before an election. Mm-hmm. And that's what's going on here right now. What Trump is looking to capitalize on here is the belief by many of his followers that Hillary Clinton is a congenital liar mm-hmm. and a crook.
Right.
To try and keep this, keep the idea alive so as one of the folks said in the run-in, so he can monetize it. That's what he does.
Right, and as far as monetization is concerned, we have seen high-profile Republicans, politicians, and businessmen as well distance themselves from Donald Trump, if not from the Republican Party themselves, through the course of this election. So how would that potentially impact any monetization that Trump might try to make, notwithstanding the fact that he obviously has his own billions that he could potentially spend on it as well?
Well, you know, the Trump brand is incredibly resilient, and this too shall pass for him. What you have to remember here, I believe, is that Trump lives for applause. So Trump TV makes sense to him. It allows the applause to continue. Because if he becomes president, well, the hissing is going to be immediate. Remember, Trump is in the business of smashing monuments, but he likes to keep the pedestals because he knows they might come in handy. And Trump TV, if it works, is going to be his electronic pedestal for the future.
Right, well, we will, of course, be keeping our eyes closely trained on what Donald Trump does in both the run-up to and the subsequent aftermath of this year's elections.